We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
After a great stretch at home, the Twins try to bring their mojo on the road. Minnesota's 16-13 overall, 3 games above the 500 mark, while the Indians continue to struggle. Tonight, it's the start of a 3-game series in Cleveland. The Twins just wrapped up an 11-game homestand where they went 8-3 with very good pitching and very good hitting. The Twins put it all together for a week and a half. Mike Pelfrey is hoping to put it together tonight. After 2 fantastic starts, he said he just lost his control in his last outing Sunday. He walked 2 and hit 3 in 3 1/3 innings against Chicago. Cleveland will go with Trevor Bauer, also coming off a poor start. He allowed 6 runs and 7 hits in 4 1/3 last Sunday against Toronto. Good evening from Progressive Field in Cleveland. I'm Marnie Gellner. These Twins players are feeling pretty good about themselves, and for good reason. The team is 3 games over 500 for the first time since late in the 2010 season. One thing that's helped them get there is the way they have played at home. 12-5 at Target Field. We look at the series setup. Twins have the best home record in the American League, but they're 4-8 on the road, hoping to see that stat improve during this very road trip. Minnesota has had success against the Tribe already this season, winning 2 of 3 at Target Field in a weekend series against Cleveland in the middle of April. Someone once said it all starts with pitching. Well, Minnesota has been very good in that area, from top to bottom, from starters to closers. Over the last 8 games, the team ERA for the Twins is 2.63. Twins have also brought their bats. In the past 2 weeks, Minnesota hitters are batting just under 300, and the offense is putting up an average of 6.5 runs per game. Twins right now are clicking at the plate. Coming up next, Dick Bramer and Roy Smalley look at how the Twins have been able to put it together. Pitching, offense, defense, all of it is coming together at once. That's after this.
Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. It's a beautiful Friday night in Cleveland, the opening game of a 6-game road trip for the Twins. They try to take some of that home field magic on the road with them, and what a homestand it was. One of the most successful homestands in recent years. And the Twins, when they needed to, were able to outslug the competition. Twins opening up a 3-game series here in Cleveland. Dick Bramer and Roy Smalley. Yesterday the Twins gave Joe Mauer a day off. Now the Twins are giving Bert Blyleven 2 weeks off. Happy to have Roy with us here for this road trip. It was a fun homestand for the Minnesota Twins. They did everything a little bit better than the teams they were playing.
Well, they set the bar a little low for themselves, starting 1-6, when no facet of the game were they acquitting themselves very, very well, but they turned that around 15-7 since, and the only way that you can go on a run like that is to play well across all facets of the game. We know they've been swinging the bats very, very well, but the starting pitching's been solid. The bullpen's been very good. As a matter of fact, the last 8 games, absolutely lights out. They cleaned up the defense. They're catching the ball for their pitchers now. They're making all the plays and some sensational plays. Every facet of the game has been really, really good these last 20 months. And
part of that good stretch since April 15th included a 2-game series win over the Cleveland Indians at home. They'll try to do that here in Cleveland against the Indians when we come back. This is back. This is gone. Unbelievable. A grand slam for Trevor Plouffe. A lot of smiles in the dugout and in the clubhouse. The Twins playing really good baseball right now. They hope to do that here in Cleveland. But Twins 3 games above 500, and the manager enjoying his first season. It's natural people would be smiling and having a good time. Everybody from Bob Allison to Jerry Zimmerman enjoys playing baseball better when you're winning ball games, right?
Absolutely, and winning and hitting, nothing better.
See what this lineup can get done tonight. Torrey Hunter batting second behind Brian Dozier. Then Joe Mauer got the day off yesterday. Trevor Plouffe, Kurt Suzuki, Kenny Vargas, Eddie Rosario getting a start in left field tonight. Then Jordan Schaefer and Danny Santana. Trevor Bauer making the start for the Cleveland Indians, and he, like his mound opponent tonight, Mike Pelfrey, 2-0 on the year.
Trevor Bauer, just about all the pitches, fastball, curveball, slider, change. He'll throw some cutters. He messes around out there, but his big power pitch, the curveball, he likes to get ahead with fastballs, strike you out with a curveball. I think the Twins hitters' plan today will be get on the fastball, forget all the other stuff, and don't miss it when you get it.
First pitch swung on. A fastball lifted to short left. Ramirez out, and it's the left fielder Brantley coming in for the catch, and Dozier tried to do just that, jump on that first fastball. Northland Ford defense for the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley in left field, Michael Bourne in center, Brandon Moss in right, Lonnie Chisenhall, Jose Ramirez, Jason Kipnis, Carlos Santana, the regular infielders, Brett Hayes doing the catching tonight. Jan Gomes still out for another couple of weeks. One pitch, one out, and here's Torrey Hunter, down and away, ball one.
Saw Brian Dozier jump on that first fastball, as you said, Dick, pop it up, and kind of throw his bat away in disgust, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. Don't miss it when you get it, and he got one right down the middle and popped it up. That's missing it. Twins hitters are going to be sitting fastball and trying to unload on those. I think you don't want to go into 0-2, 1-2 counts against Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, high to center field and back. Bourne going back, still going back. It's off the wall. Hunter rounds first. There's nobody at second base, and the throw lobbed back to the infield. So in a hitting favorable count, 2-0, Torrey sat on something and drove it to center field.
Yep, sat on the 2-0 fastball, and unlike Brian, he got it. Here it comes. 2-0 down the middle. He's sitting on it. Torrey unloads. Good swing, sitting on it all the way. This ball went to the deepest part of the ballpark and off the wall. Not that far from being out of here.
And now Mauer got the day off yesterday. I guess as important as Joe has been to the Twins over his major league career, fact should be made that the Twins did very well in the homestand. Joe did not have a good homestand. Toward the end, he was really struggling, striking out and not making solid contact like he was earlier in the year, so he got a rare day off at home yesterday. And now 1-0 to Mauer. And there is a strike. Mauer 3 for 8 against Bauer. He's trying to break out on top. That's to left down the line and fair to the corner. Hunter will score. Mauer will dig for 2. And he is safe at second. Just barely got in under Kipnis's tag. So a pair of doubles and the game's first run. And that'll bring up Plouffe.
Nice at bat there and swing by Joe Mauer. You see him let the ball get deep, which means back over the plate. Classic Joe Mauer swing. Low fastball. He just takes the other way down the left field line. Sometimes all you need, Dick, talking about Joe's getting the day off. Sometimes all you need is to get one day, get your head clear, get things out of your mind, and then what really helps when you come back against a guy that you hit really well in a ballpark where you swing it really well. That's a good recipe.
Terry Francona is going to come out and talk to second base umpire Adrian Johnson. And I don't know that this is a challenge. They are going to challenge the play at second base, I believe. Paul Molitor saying that the pitcher was on the mound already. The challenge has to be initiated before the pitcher's up on the rubber. And Paul's contention is that once the pitcher's on the rubber, you forfeit your chance to challenge. And I think he's right on this. Now, in this case, obviously, it's okay for the manager to put his hand on an umpire. Not supposed to make physical contact, but Paul was just trying to lean in and get an explanation as to why Terry Francona was able to lobby for a late challenge. Well, the run has scored, and Bauer came back. Here's Bauer right there, engaging the rubber. And at that point, the Indians, according to the rule, forfeited any chance to challenge the call. So this is going to be interesting here, and if the Indians win the challenge, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but this would be a protestable situation here in the first inning, I would think.
I couldn't tell when Terry Francona, and they are challenging the play at second. I couldn't tell when Terry came out and of the dugout relative to when Bauer got back on the mound. He clearly was back on the mound early.
And it engaged the rubber, it looked like.
Yeah, with the ball in his possession, absolutely. And was astride the rubber with the ball in his hand. And the only thing that I can figure out is that some umpire saw Terry walking out of the dugout to challenge as Bauer was walking up to the mound. But I did not see that.
Well, the run will score regardless. You saw on that replay Hunter crossing the plate. It would be just a second out anyway. So the Twins are on the board. The question, I guess, is whether Mauer is at second base. Let's take another look.
It looked funny because Joe's right foot, you'll see right here, it beats to the bag, but then slides high over the top of it. And so it depends on whether or not in the replay, to my way of thinking, whether or not they thought the tag was applied while Joe's right foot was up in the air. But the right foot, the lead foot, beat the tag.
And they're calling him out.
Yep.
And Paul Molitor can't be happy at all because the challenge was initiated in the first place. And very frustrating situation here because the Twins start the first inning with a pair of doubles after the first out. And Bauer steps to the rubber
now
right there.
Yeah,
that should be.
Right, but you see where Trevor is, what Trevor's backed way off, and I think he saw Terry coming out of the dugout. So it was hard to tell what happened first.
Well, it's a single for Mauer, a run batted in. And he is eventually thrown out at second base. And now 2 strikes to Trevor Plouffe. Again, the Twins have a run. And a weird way to start this ball game. And I'd be surprised if whenever the third out occurs, there's not a discussion about this from that man to the umpiring crew. Whatever Terry Francona said, and a tapper to short. Ramirez across the first, and that's the end of a weird first inning, but the Twins have a 1-0 lead. Well, Mike Pelfrey given an early 1-0 lead, and he'll take on the Indians here. Terry Francona's team out of the gates very slowly. They won their first series against the Astros. They haven't won a series since. The Menards batting order: Jason Kipnis, their new leadoff man; Carlos Santana, Michael Brantley, Brandon Moss, Lonnie Chisenhall, Nick Swisher, Michael Bourne, Brett Hayes, Jose Ramirez. And Mike Pelfrey hoping to protect a 1-0 lead. And the first pitch sails wide. Pelfrey 2-0 on the year. And that's outside 2-0. Pelfrey had a big lead entering the fourth inning against the White Sox and could not pitch through the inning. It was a game where the Twins scored 7 runs on Chris Sale. There's a strike on the outside corner. It wasn't being knocked around. In fact, in the inning, he gave up just 1 hit, but a couple of walks, 3 hit batters, and the Twins had to get him out of there. Again on the outside corner. 2-2. I would guess, Roy, that given what happened to Pelfrey in his last start, as aggressive as the Twins might be against Bauer, we might see the Indians show a little patience here with Pelfrey. Tapper foul.
Good split finger there. And that, what we've seen so far with Mike Pelfrey, just in this at bat, is the interesting, I don't know what to say, challenge for him. Great downward movement on that splitter, and that pitch could turn his whole career around. But there's one big if.
Missed the inside corner.
And that's the if. Can he command his fastball? Can he throw enough strikes with that fastball so that hitters then respect it and will be off the split finger? If he can't get his fastball over, no other pitch matters.
Deep down the line, but foul. Still 3-2.
He's got enough fastball, 92 to 94, with good movement. It's always been a head scratcher for me for the last couple of years that he's been here. And I watched that ball get up there in the low to mid 90s with good movement, which is very hard for hitters. And it's amazed me that he hasn't been more successful. And they're really 2 simple reasons.
Pulled through the hole to right, a leadoff single. Kipnis is aboard.
One of those, the main thing, is that he hasn't been able to get that hard, good moving fastball over enough times, and then he hasn't had another pitch to go with it. But he's developed that split finger now. When he go with a fastball, if he can throw the fastball over the plate, he should be very, very effective with those 2 pitches.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins: Rosario, Schaefer, Hunter across the outfield, Bluth, Santana, Dozier, Mauer, the infielders, Suzuki behind the plate. Here is Carlos Santana. Santana, switch hitter, hitting much better from the right side of the plate than this side of the plate. Missing inside, ball 1.
Santana's an interesting switch hitter. He's much higher average right-handed than left-handed, much better power numbers left-handed than right. Already with 4 home runs left-handed, none right-handed. But there's about a 80-point difference, batting average difference between the right and left side.
Mauer has it roll off his glove, and Dozier will just get the out at first. Joe might have had a chance at getting the lead runner. I don't know about a double play, but 1 out with Kipnis advancing to second.
You watch Joe come off the bag. The ball's hit sharply, and he has to go to his knees. Just went off the edge of his glove.
It might have been a double play, and if it were, it would be Pelfrey's 7th ground ball double play from a guy who hasn't pitched 30 innings yet. That's pretty good. Suggests there have been a lot of guys on base, I guess, but he's been able to get more ground balls. Now he'll face Cleveland's best hitter, Michael Brantley. Tying run at second with 1 out. Pick off to second, and a better pickoff throw might have gotten Kipnis.
The ground balls that Pelfrey's throwing, the double plays that are being turned, are a result. As we look at the pickoff play, you see Danny get daylight and throw his glove out there. When a pitcher sees a shortstop come in behind the runner and then break to the bag and throw his glove out, when you see the glove, that's when the pitcher should turn and throw. And you're right, a better throw would have made it a pretty close play.
Inside, ball 1.
You see that movement right there on the fastball. He's not commanding it quite yet, where every pitch is a strike, but that's a lot of movement, and that's why he gets the ground balls. That ball's moving away and down from the hitter. That's a ground ball pitch, and if he can throw that over and then mix in those splitters, again, it's very effective.
And a breaking ball.
That was a bad splitter he got away with there. Usually you want to throw it down about 2 feet lower than that.
Called a strike. Most successful splitter pitchers don't throw the pitch for called strikes, right? I mean, it looks like a fastball at the knees and drops down high and tight.
Yeah, the best. You're absolutely right. The best splitters work below the strike zone. They come up looking like they're going to be in the middle of the zone. The reason the splitter is so tough is because it looks like a fastball coming out of the pitcher's hand. The first halfway to the plate, it looks like a fastball. That's why Brantley took that high splitter, because he gave up on it. It looked like a fastball, and then the splitter action dropped it into the strike zone.
And a fastball that burns the outside corner. We've seen Pelfrey 93, 94, even at 95, and so far tonight it's been sitting at 91. Now that might be a conscious attempt to try to corral the control of the pitch, maybe even hoping for more movement. 2-2. Kipnis has done a nice job for the Indians since they moved him to the leadoff spot about a week and a half ago. Michael Bourne's been sent down into the bottom third of the lineup.
Yeah, Kipnis really was not off to a very good start offensively. They moved him to leadoff, and he's been on fire since then.
2-2 to Michael Brantley. And drifts outside. Second 3-ball count from Pelfrey. In his last start, just a couple of walks. It was the hit batters, 3 of them in 1 inning. The Twins pitching staff, 257 innings pitched, 11 hit batters, and Pelfrey's got 6 of them. Full count. Breaking ball back to Pelfrey. He drops the ball, and he'll get the out at first. He had Kipnis trapped off second, but then he, like Mauer, had the ball roll out of his glove. 2 down.
This is a tough play for a base runner. You're supposed to make the ball be behind you and go to third, and it's hard to tell whether the ball is going to get by the pitcher or not. Your first reaction is to move toward third base, and Pelfrey did, in fact, have Kipnis dead to rights if he could have held on to the ball.
Good sign for Pelfrey. Everything that's been put in play has been put in play on the ground. Here's Brandon Moss. And there is strike 1. You can see Moss kind of maybe give away the strike zone there, backing away from the pitch because of that late movement.
Great movement on his fastball, and he just has to be able to throw it in the strike zone. And once he does that, it sets hitters up for just about anything else he might want to throw. And see, that's an effective pitch too, if he can now come back with low fastball away in the strike zone or with splitter. If that's just I threw it up there with no idea, then it's not a good pitch. But if he meant to go up there and now can come back out, you see where the target is, down and away. Great pitching right there.
Mauer flips to Pelfrey, and 4 ground balls, 1 for a hit. The runner left at second. It's 1-0.
Kenny Vargas will hit second in this half of the inning. He has been working through some struggles at the plate. One of the things he's working on is his mechanics and lifting his front leg, lifting his knee up a little bit. But he told me that he's trying to get to the point where he doesn't think about that, where that becomes natural to him, and that he's concentrating more on the pitches that are coming to him at the plate rather than the way that his body is reacting. He said, I'm just doing it right now. I'm going to see how it works, but he's been working on it for a long time. He said all spring training, and in fact, before that a little bit, he said, I continue to work on it, and I hope I don't have to talk about it because that means I'm not thinking about it anymore, Dick and Roy, and that's the point where Vargas would like to be.
As we used to say, don't think, you hurt the team.
Kurt Suzuki takes a strike on the outside corner. And a drive to left center field. This is headed to the gap. One hops the wall, and Suzuki will open the second inning with a double. The second double, third hit, although Mauer originally was given credit for having a double.
Fastball right there. Again, the Twins hitters getting on that fastball, and 3 of them have not missed it. 2 of them really hit hard, both Torrey Hunter and now this double by Kurt Suzuki to start the second inning.
Here's Vargas. Average from the left side of the plate creeping up over the 11-game homestand.
Talking about Kenny Vargas and his concern about his mechanics, lifting the front foot, as Marnie was talking about.
Inside, ball 1.
Tom Brudansky told me that he is very, very analytical. He's always thinking about where his hands are and where his front foot is and different things. And he wasn't going very well. Obviously, the first part of the season, they sat him down, and they didn't even allow him to take any batting practice. Bruno said he wanted to just totally shut him down. Turn off the computer. The computer's not working. Shut it down and restart it later.
Dribbled to the right side. He'll advance Suzuki to third. Santana with the play, 1 down. And that'll bring up Eddie Rosario.
Batting 7th for Minnesota, number 20.
What he's talking about is lifting that front foot a little bit to get himself totally back on his backside, and then being able to fire into the ball. That ball just beat him a little bit, but he's working on the timing of that. When you're going to be a front foot lifter like that, it makes the timing of the pitches between fastball and anything slower a little bit more of a challenge. And so if he's going to lift that front foot, he's got to get it down in time and against a real square front side to be able to allow his core and his hands to work. And sometimes when you lift your front foot like that, you get your timing messed up.
Infield in for Rosario, ball 1. And a swing and a miss down and in. Now Rosario has had 8 plate appearances. He's got a sacrifice fly. He's 2 for 7 as a hitter. He's yet to strike out, and he's had 3 run-producing at-bats or plate appearances. 1 and 1. And he gets a base hit. He's already driven in his 4th run, 1 apiece in 4 different plate appearances.
It doesn't take long. You don't have to see Eddie Rosario hit for more than an at-bat or 2 and know 2 things. 1, 3 things. As we watch these hands. Watch him fly through. When he decides to swing, watch the big end whistle. That big end catches up with those hands and gets thrown out in front of his hands so fast. That's not something you can teach. That's just a God-given ability, a la Rod Carew, to have your bat in a position that when you finally make the last decision with your hands to swing it, that big end just whistles.
Here's Schaefer, a check swing, an appeal, strike 1. Well, it's interesting you brought up Rod's name because Bill Springman, who was a roving minor league hitting instructor for the Twins for many years, told me 2 years ago to watch Rosario and his development because, and this was, somebody who knew something quite a bit about hitting. Bill Springman said that Rosario had the best hands the Twins organization has had since Rod Carew. This was 2 years ago.
That is terrific praise for a young guy that early in his career. But at this point, I would not argue with it. You can see here his hands have gone, the bat is dragging a little bit, and then all of a sudden it whistles to catch up. And I think that's what Bill was talking about. We're talking about hands. there's no lag in that bat. When we call it hand-eye coordination when you to hit.
And runner goes, and Rosario with a head-first slide is in safely. Kept a foot on the bag before his hand came off. So Rosario, who Paul Molitor told me the other day is okay in terms of stealing bases and running the bases, gets his first big league swipe.
Well, if a guy's okay, then on a slow move to the mound from the pitcher, you can steal a base. And he did steal that on Trevor Bauer. Bauer was slow to the plate there. See the highlight kick and a breaking ball on top of that. So everything working very, very well for Eddie Rosario, who's okay stealing bases to swipe that one. But I was just mentioning, just really quickly, we talk about hand-eye coordination to hit. It's interesting, isn't it? Because you don't actually hit with your hands. You hit with the big end, which is out about 2.5 feet from your hands.
Now Santana fouls it back.
So in order to have hand-eye coordination with a bat in your hand, you have to be able to understand how to have your hands get the big end of the bat to the ball. And that's one thing that Eddie Rosario does extremely well. You could tell that, as I was saying, there's some things you could tell about him right away. He can hit, he knows he can hit, and he's got great, strong, fast hands in the swing.
1 strike to Santana, and he slices it foul. Spent some time yesterday with Kent Herbeck watching the Twins game, and Kent was talking about one of the things he's noticed over the course of the last couple of weeks, a much better 2-strike approach. Now Santana finds himself in an 0-2 hole an awful lot. We'll see what he can get done here. Plenty of 2-out hits for the Twins in the homestand. They could use one here in the 2nd inning. And that's squibbed in front of the plate. And Hayes has to hurry. He gets Santana. The Twins get a couple more hits and another run in the 2nd. Rochester, New York again. The cold hard facts tonight brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And for the first 7 games, it looked like the Twins needed a day off. They got one on the 14th, and since April 15th, they've been pretty doggone good. 15-7. And a 2-0 early lead here tonight. Lonnie Chisenhall leading off the 2nd, taking ball 1 from Mike Pelfrey. Up the middle, Santana glides to his left. To Mauer, 1 away. All the outs on ground balls, 1 away. 21 pitches for Pelfrey, 12 strikes. He's managed his way through a couple of 3-ball counts without walking anybody. And that'll bring up Nick Swisher, just getting his season started. Some knee issues just rejoining the team a few days ago. One thing, whether it's the addition of the splitter, being healthy, whatever you want to credit it to, Pelfrey was a disappointment in his 2 years with the Twins. Only pitched 23 2/3 innings last year. But opponents hit .301 against Mike Pelfrey. Inside 1-1. So far this year, his opponent batting average sliced and diced down to .235.
It's amazing what you can hit when you're hitting 2-0 and 3-1 all the time.
Off speed pitch. It's a wave and a miss, 1-2.
And that pitch right there, Swisher, way out in front of the splitter. He saw a fastball strike that he was late on. Pelfrey came in hard, make the hitter think that he's got to quicken up to hit that inside pitch if he comes in there, and then throw him something that looks like a fastball, but it's 8 miles an hour slower. It makes you look silly.
And having never stepped in a batter's box outside of high school, I would imagine that's the type of pitch and swing that might stick with a hitter for a while.
It absolutely does, because you get so in between speeds on the fastball and that splitter, because you think you need to be quick on the fastball, but you know if you're too quick, you're going to be way out in front of the splitter. And a pitcher has the ability with those two pitches, if he can command the fastball, to really get a hitter in between the speeds, which is a place no hitter wants to be.
2-2 to Swisher. Check swing, just missed the corner. It's another 3-ball count. 4 ground ball outs for Pelfrey. 16 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings. Another one hit on the ground and between the shifted infielders. Swisher will get a base hit. Santana dove across and missed it. Dozier might have been able to knock it down, but it looked like it hit the edge of the outfield grass and popped up. 4 ground ball outs, 2 ground ball singles for the Indians against Pelfrey.
Had to come in with a fastball. Swisher looking for it. The ball jumped up over. I think it hit the edge of the grass there and jumped over Brian's glove. He might have had a chance for it had it been on the trajectory he was expecting when he started his dive.
It looked like it jumped over Santana's as well. Santana might have had a play. I don't know that Dozier would have. Here's Michael Bourne. Indians struggling offensively, and the way their lineup is structured here tonight, the struggles begin with Swisher, 1 for 11 coming into the game. And then Bourne hitting 187, Hayes 143, and Ramirez 184. 1 strike to Bourne. Bourne's been a disappointment. He's had some health issues since signing with the Indians, and now this year off to a very slow start. Moved out of the leadoff spot. Down and away, 1-1. Twins even up in the American League Central. 11 wins, 11 losses. 5 of those losses to the Tigers, and the Indians really struggling within the division. Just 6-14. Outside, 2-1.
The frustrating thing for Mike Pelfrey and the Twins is when he's throwing strikes consistently, as he did in his first 2 wins when he just dominated the other team for 5-6 innings each. He has dominating stuff with that moving fastball and the splitter, but ball 3 is such a great equalizer for a hitter, and he had Swisher in between and let him back in the count. 3-2 had to come in. Now he's 3-1 to Michael Bourne, and you lose a guy that's hitting 184 or 187, and that's the frustration.
First and second, 1 down. The 2015 Esurance All-Star Game voting is now open. You can vote Twins up to 35 times on the 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot at twinsbaseball.com. Voting is exclusively online and available on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. Vote early, vote often. Help select the starting lineups for this year's All-Star game in Cincinnati. Vote at twinsbaseball.com right now. Catcher Brett Hayes will hit. Beltry hoping he'll hit another ground ball at somebody. Breaking ball off the plate, and it's 1-0. Jan Gomes still out with a knee injury. Covers the inside corner. Snapped his bat, and Mauer hugs Brian Dozier. 2 down.
Brian's going to lose that deal. That confrontation right there. Brian's put together pretty well. He's talking, looking like he's giving Joe a forearm shiver there. But this didn't bother Joe. In a case like that, you see it so often when guys run together. Both guys are calling it, and both guys are afraid to stop calling it for fear that they'll end up Alphonse and Gastoning one and letting it drop. We saw that the other night with in left center field with Eduardo Escobar and Shane Robinson at home. The best course of action for the bigger guy is just to keep calling it, keep going until you catch it.
1-0 to the number 9 batter. Another ball pounded into the turf. Easy play for Dozier. The Indians leave 2 more on in the second inning. The Twins lead 2-0, and it'll be Brian Dozier leading things off for the Twins.
Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
First game the Twins will play in Cleveland this year. Opening game of a 3-game series. Brian Dozier takes off the plate, ball 1. He went after Trevor Bauer's first pitch and popped it up into short left field. Twins with a run in the first, run in the second. And now 2-0. Bauer at times is his own worst enemy regarding control. We've talked about Mike Pelfrey's issues this year, and
Bauer's had some of that too, averaging about 5 walks per 9 innings pitched. A high pop up again to left down the line, and Ramirez, the shortstop, waving everyone off, and now Brantley calls him off and makes the catch. 1 down.
Trevor Bauer is his own worst enemy, and you know, one of the statistics, only because of the control issues and his not being able to command enough of the pitches that the good pitches that he has. That's why the Twins are looking for fastballs, trying to get them and jump on those fastballs, and have done that with some reasonable success so far in 2+ innings. But the thing about Bauer, I don't pay an awful lot of attention to statistics. They can be meaningful or not in many cases. Trevor Bauer is, against the Twins, has only given up a 200 batting average, and yet he's 0-2 with a 5.47 ERA.
Time was called. We could hear audibly one of the umpires call time because the ball came off the screen and landed on the field, so that, forget that second foul ball ever happened. The count is 0-1.
Good for Torrey.
And he laces it to center field. Bourne will try to cut it off, and Hunter will dig for 2, and he's going to be out. Standing up. And now he hugs Jason Kipnis. It's a love fest here at Progressive Field. Torrey tried to stretch a single into a double, and he'll get just the single. 2 down. That'll bring up Mauer.
Torrey hits the ball hard. Bourne makes a nice play to get there, and then what's really great, he throws the ball right on the money. Torrey had absolutely no chance.
Now Mauer goes after the first pitch fastball and fouls it off.
That's a good base running play by Torrey with 2 out. Oftentimes with nobody out to start off, and then he gets second base with 1 out. For the most part, baseball people want you to make sure that you can be safe at second base, trying to stretch into a double.
1-1.
Really good play with 2 out. Not a bad play with no outs. 1 out. They'd rather have you on first base than 1 out.
And now 2-1.
But back to Trevor Bauer. The Twins are only hitting 200 against him coming into this game, and yet he's 0-2 with a 5.47 ERA. Now, how does that happen when you're only hitting 200? Well, it's because he walks somebody and gives up a single and a home run or something, and that there are your runs, even though the opposing team hasn't gotten that many hits.
2-2 to Mauer. He dumped a single down the left field line. Went for a double, was ruled safe. Call was overturned, so it went as an RBI single in the first inning. 2-2 to Mauer with 2 gone and the bases empty. Swing and a miss. Mauer strikes out. Second strikeout for Bauer. And it's 2-0 Twins.
your link to what's next by northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here.
Good start for the Twins. Mike Pelfrey trying to protect a 2-0 lead. Jason Kipnis will lead things off. And first pitch outside, ball one. Pelfrey's had 4 3-ball counts, 1 walk. All the outs have been in the infield. Kipnis singled, got as far as second base in the first inning. And now a foul, 1-1. We know that ERA is not the perfect stat, but if you've identified one of your problems is regularly having the worst team ERA over the last few years, as the Twins have had, then it's worth considering that right now the Twins are 6th in the American League in team ERA at 3.96, behind the Yankees, Royals, Astros, Rays, and Angels. Despite the horrible start to the season, this Twins pitching staff, and yes, Mike Pelfrey has contributed to it with an ERA of 2.63 coming into the game, has made huge strides so far. And that said, Kipnis draws a leadoff walk. Team is hitting better. The relievers are better than they were a year ago, on a really good roll right now. And you can see where the starters were last year.
That man Trevor May has really contributed. He's pitched very, very well.
So far this year, the Twins have shaved more than a half run off their team ERA. Here's Carlos Santana. Hit a hot ground ball that bounced in and out of Mauer's glove, and there's a pitch outside, ball one. Paul Molitor, in discussing Pelfrey's self-implosion, if you want to call it that, against the White Sox in his last start, said, you know, even when he was putting together good starts, there were a couple innings that looked like they were ready to crumble in front of him. There's ball two.
Wow. I don't know where that one was.
2 prior starts before the White Sox start, 7 innings against the Royals, 7 innings against the Tigers, but even in that there were some innings that looked like they could really turn into something sour for Pelfrey, but he was able to pitch through the difficulty. There's a strike, 2-1.
And he's had every inning so far in this game has been similar, where it looked like he was going to 3-ball counts. It looked like the old Pelfrey was going to reappear, and then he got right back in the strike zone with his fastball and got a ground ball and was out of it.
3-1 now to Santana, and that's worth a trip to the mound from Suzuki. So far, 2 singles, 2 walks, 47 pitches, and only 22 strikes. Quick trip to the mound by the Twins catcher.
Suzuki's so good at this. He's such a veteran. He's seen a lot of pitchers, and he knows what his own pitchers do well and what gets him in trouble. He went out there to say, look, don't overthrow, don't try to be too fine. You're coming open a little bit with your front shoulder. Just stay in there and pound the strike zone. You don't have to make great pitches. Your stuff's good enough.
That's hit to the gap in left center field. Won't be caught. It one-hops the wall. Kipnis to third. They'll wave him around. And it's an RBI double for Santana in a 2-1 ball game. Falling behind Santana after walking Kipnis. And it's a 2-1 ball game.
Well, that's just going to be the nemesis for Mike Pelfrey. Walk a hitter and then go 3-1 on the next guy who's a pretty good hitter, and that's not a good pattern to develop. And that's just what Mike is trying to overcome the last couple of years. And boy, his stuff's good. His stuff is good tonight. He's just got to throw it in there early in counts. Tapper
to short. Santana has the play. 1 down, and Santana moves to third. Carlos Santana to third. Danny Santana with the assist. Girls on the Run Twin Cities uses running to inspire girls to be healthy and confident. Saturday, May 30th, join Fox Sports North at the University of Minnesota for the girls on the run Spring 5K. To register, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events. Here's Brandon Moss. Hit a ground ball to Maurer. The Twins shortening up the infield here, hoping to keep the tying run at third. High and tight. Tomorrow the fishing opener across Minnesota. We want to wish everybody good luck and safe fishing. High pop-up. Dozier with the infield in will let Schaefer handle it. Makes the catch and a bluff tag, 2 down. That ball hit the mound and bounced away from home plate, but of course the runner at third base has no way of knowing where that ball's going to land. 2 down.
Big out there for Pelfrey against a dangerous hitter.
And now Pelfrey's come off the mound. I don't know if he has a blister or an issue on his pitching hand. Indians are 0 for 6. Doesn't appear to be. It's his glove hand. It's the other hand. It's right hand. Yep. I have no idea what that.
They just had a little too much pine tar on there.
I was thinking the same thing, but
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's not cheating.
He came first to the home plate umpire, Jim Wolf,
right,
whose brother Randy was a pitcher in the big leagues for a long time, and at any rate, he was allowed to go into the dugout and tend to his pitching hand. There's strike 1. Well, here's what happened.
Oh, he did have pine tar on his hand. Look at that. You can see him spread his fingers right away. As soon as he picked it up, he knew that's no good. That's no good.
I'm just glad Bert's not here.
Let me tell you something about your partner. Your partner would not have said one thing about that. That would have made that curveball break 4 feet instead of 3.
1-1 to Chisenhall. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I've never seen that before.
Inside, 2-1. Chisenhall hit a bouncer to short his first time up. The Indians have one. Pelfrey trying to strand Santana at third base. And that's a liner down the line and a fair ball. It'll be a game-tying hit, and Chisenhall will hold up with a 2-out single. And that'll get us to Nick Swisher.
Well, pretty good hitting by Chisenhall. The ball tailing away, didn't put great wood on it, just kind of flared the ball down the left field line. Ball up a little higher than I think Mike would like it, but at this point, I'm not going to say that was just a terrible pitch. He got a little unlucky there. Pretty good hitting by Chisenhall. Flare one in there, driving the run.
A 2-2 game. Runner at first, 2 down, and now Nick Swisher. Have a pull shift on again for Swisher with Santana on the first base side of second base. Swisher bounced one through the shift his first time up.
This is where Pelfrey really has to limit the damage. Is stop this inning right here. The old Pelfrey might have this might have blown up. If he can get back in the strike zone, get this hitter out, get his guys back swinging the bats again, I think that'll be a pretty good accomplishment. Just another step for him, because as we've seen, Dick, some of these innings, just like this, would start innocuously enough, not too much damage, and all of a sudden there's a 6 spot on the board.
Fly down the left field line, and Rosario has a long run to the corner and can't make a play. It's back in the seats. Rosario started at target field in right field. He saw a lot of time in spring training in left field, so this is not a foreign position for him. He did not play there at AAA this year. He played center field and right. But it's the old cliche. It's still very true. He doesn't care where he's playing as long as he's in the outfield someplace up here rather than in Rochester.
Absolutely.
1-2. Inning started with a walk, then an RBI double, 2-out single. Pelfrey trying to put the brakes on the Indians here in the bottom of the third. Little tapper. Plouffe fires to Mauer. That does end it. Indians come back to tie the game in the bottom of the third. Highest career batting average against the Indians. Well, the easiest guess would be Rod Carew, wouldn't it?
That'd be my guess.
Trevor Plouffe will lead off the fourth. I'm into ease and simplicity, so I'm going to go with Rod Carew. Strike one to Plouffe. Bounced to short to end the first inning. Fouled away, 2 strikes. Fact of the matter is, with the season just a few weeks old and 29 games played, game number 30 tonight, this year Trevor Plouffe has been the Twins' best baseball player. In the field, at the plate. Twins had a cavity in the cleanup spot. Plouffe has filled that admirably with the 5 home runs to lead the team. 17 runs batted in to lead the team. 1 error in the field at third base. There's a drive to left center field. And that won't be caught. Another one that one hops the wall. And Plouffe glides into second base with a leadoff double. That'll bring up Kurt Suzuki, who led off the second inning with a double. Sanford Health Injury Report. TJ House got some shoulder issues. So the Indians have called up another left-hander, Bruce Chen, to face the Twins tomorrow. Chen, longtime Kansas City Royal with the Indians. Plouffe at second, and now Kurt Suzuki.
I was going to say Bruce Chen, the kind of guy that will put a little on, take a little off, but he can't put a little on.
He takes a lot more off than
he takes some off, and then he takes a little more off, and then he takes a lot off.
flying tight to Suzuki. He hit a double about where Plouffe hit his a few moments ago, and then ended up scoring on Rosario's single. Twins trying to reclaim the lead after the Indians scored a pair in the bottom of the third inning. Down and away, 2-0.
It was a really, really good at bat by Trevor Plouffe. Come back from 0-2, get a hang and break ball, and hit that double. And it reminds me of the way I think the Twins have put together this real good team-wide hitting streak. It doesn't just start with everybody all of a sudden hitting doubles and home runs. It starts much more pedestrian than that.
3-0, excuse me.
Yeah, just like what Kurt Suzuki is doing right now. It starts team-wide by everybody just having real good, tough, focused at bats, grinding out a tough walk, coming back from 0-2, getting a walk, coming back from 0-2 and doinking one into the opposite field. And that gets contagious, and you start feeling good about how much you're battling, and then the big hits start coming. And that's really what we've seen, I think, from the Twins in this win streak that has been driven an awful lot by how well they've swung the bats as a team. It didn't just go from not swinging it well to everybody hitting doubles and home runs. There were some really, really good at bats that don't get a lot of credit, but that got the team going. Walks, little base hits to the right field.
Breaking ball, foul back, 3-2. And
that's been fun to see.
At least at home, the ability to hit the ball over the fence. The Twins have 20 home runs, 18 of them at home. They've hit just 2 home runs on the road in a dozen games coming into play tonight.
Well, the cement's drying out.
3-2 to Suzuki.
They're just putting real good at bats on very consistently now, and when you do that, good things happen. Big hits happen. Big flies happen.
See what Suzuki can get done here with a full count. Long look in from Bauer, and he'll step off. And Hayes will go to the mound.
Kurt's been up there. You can tell by the way he took the first 3 pitches for a 3-0 count. He's been trying to hit the ball to the right side to get, at the very least, get Trevor over to third. See what he's able to do here. They catching the pitcher, probably the catcher wanted to get straight about what they wanted to throw, knowing that Kurt's trying to hit the ball to the right side.
And he hit it behind the runner. Ramirez to first, and Suzuki advances Plouffe to third.
That'll do it. Good job.
And just 9 career at bats against Trevor Bauer. Kenny Vargas has been a game changer, a T-Mobile game changer. 4 hits, a double, a home run, 3 runs batted in. Bauer got him to ground out to first, but even in that, he advanced Suzuki from second to third. And then he later scored on the Rosario single. Indians will bring the infield in here with 1 out. And he fights one off into center field for an RBI base hit. And the Twins are back in front. Plouffe in from third, and it's 3-2 Minnesota.
We got in on him again, pitching him hard in. Big man's just so strong, he's able to fight it off. Dunk it into center field to get the go-ahead run, and Trevor Plouffe across the plate.
Here is Rosario. Rosario already has made a mark in franchise history. He's the first Twins rookie to record an RBI in each of his first 3 career games since the Senators' days. Bob Oldus did it back in 1953. Fouled back, 0-2. So many fun moments in the homestand, specifically in the 10th game of the homestand when Rosario hit the first pitch he saw for a home run. 1 and 2. You could probably make the case that in that homestand, that 8-3 homestand, there were more fun moments for the fans than in any one of the last 4 seasons combined. And that might be just a slight exaggeration, but it was just a great homestand. Guy comes up from the minor league, boom, home run.
It was great.
And a strikeout, his first big league strikeout, 2 down.
Those are 2 really, really good curveballs. I talked at the very beginning of the game about that big curveball being Bauer's power pitch. Rosario laid off the first one 0-2, then he came back with another great one, and pretty good take for him not to swing at the first one. Just couldn't lay off that. That's just such a good pitch, a good speed and a good location, and a big break.
Jordan Schaefer with Vargas at first and 2 away. And he, undaunted, keeps throwing first pitch fastballs for strikes, and the Twins keep swinging at them with quite a bit of success. Twins have 3 doubles, nearly a 4th double. They've had actually 2 runners thrown out at second trying for doubles. 1 strike to Schaefer. Now inside with a fastball.
I think Trevor Plouffe's the only guy that got a base hit on something other than a fastball. He had a hanging curveball, 2-strike hanging curveball, but everybody else, all the other hits, I'm pretty sure, have been on fastballs. And I don't know what the Twins were trying to do as a plan. I just know what I'd have done if I was a hitter against Bauer, and I got to believe the Twins are thinking the same way, and they're having some success with it.
And we see that approach other teams have taken this year against Phil Hughes.
Yep.
Phil, a guy who likes to get ahead, really has good control regardless of the count, but element number 1 for him is to get ahead with mainly a fastball for strike 1 and then go to work from there. And now teams have adapted to that a little bit. 1 and 2 to Schaefer. That ball landed well in front of the plate, but Schaefer is going to reach anyway. That ball landed 2 feet in front of the plate, and on a check swing strikeout, the inning will continue. With less than 2 out, first base is occupied. That's a strikeout, but with 2 outs, the ball is in play, and the inning will continue.
Well, here's a hitter just making his mind up. He's going to get out in front of the fastball and swings at the first thing he sees. As you say, it was about a 58-footer, and because of that, ball bounced hard off the catcher, Hayes.
And now Santana, who with 2 strikes just put the ball in play about 3 feet in front of home plate and was thrown out by Hayes. So if the Twins can take advantage of the wild pitch on strike 3, tap foul. Santana's rebounded from a slow start at the plate. He's been good with men in scoring position. One strike. Two strikes. As a leadoff batter, he struggled a bit. Right now, he's found a home in the 9th spot.
Really nice move by manager Paul Molitor to clear his mind up a little bit about not being the leadoff guy. Put him in the 9th hole where he can just relax and get his natural swing back, and that has looked an awful lot better, as the numbers would suggest. He was really, really long. He swung very, very long early in the season when he was leading off, and he and Tom Verdansky have worked on getting back to the short, quick one that he showed us so much of last year.
Down the line, speared by Santana. Might have scored 2 runs if it had gotten by the first baseman, but a great catch by Carlos Santana ends the inning.
Twins hitting doubles and bringing them around. Torrey Hunter with a double brought in by a single by Joe Mauer. Eddie Rosario getting a base hit to drive in Kurt Suzuki, who had doubled. And then the third run, Trevor Plouffe doubled, and Kenny Vargas got him in. So here we are in the bottom of the fourth inning with a 3-2 Twins lead.
Mike Pelfrey walked the leadoff man in the third, and eventually the Indians scored 2 runs. Now he falls behind Bourne 2-0 to start the fourth. Fouled away 2-1. Welcome you to our telecast. Dick Bramer along with Roy Smalley on this road trip. Bert Blyleven taking some time off. Happy to have Roy along here on this road trip. And wherever you are in Twins territory, glad you're with us. That's the center. Schaefer going back. Still going back. Nice running catch approaching the warning track. Bourne blistered it to center field, and Schaefer hauled it in.
Really nice play by Schaefer. I love watching good outfielders that can run, track a ball all the way with their eyes while they're running full out, and then be able to follow the ball into his glove as Schaefer does here. Really, really nice play.
Easy to track his route efficiency, which is one of the new things that people take a look at for the outfielder. He stayed right in that center cut down over second base. He stayed right in his lane, if you will.
Yeah.
He went straight back, didn't go left or right, and didn't have the wiggle room to do that.
While he was tracking the ball the whole way, I don't know if I could stay in that lane if I was looking at the lane and running that hard. Of course, I could never run that hard ever.
1 strike to Brett Hayes.
That fast.
And now tap foul. Take a look. Watch the cut lane in the grass, and I guess we can't quite see it from this angle, but he went straight back and made a nice running catch.
Yes, he did. Tracking it all the way with his eyes. It's not that easy to do. Good call by you for watching him in that lane. That was cool.
Well, I like that route efficiency. It tells you what kind of a read an outfielder got. And now watch, he's in the dark green. He's staying in the dark green, and he makes the catch.
In the dark green.
In the dark green.
Very good.
2 strikes and a ball. On the ground, Santana to his left. Nice pickup. Sets and fires. Mauer can't hang on to the first hop. And Hayes will reach. Hayes will probably get a base hit. That ball landed well out in front of Joe and came up, looked like it hit him in the chest.
The polish that Danny Santana will achieve at shortstop over games and months and years will be mostly about footwork. Everything I've seen from Danny Santana is real good with the glove. You see him make a nice play here. Now, you have to flip your feet around and get set and airmail that ball and really let your arm then take over, because he's got a great arm. From shortstop, you can't make that throwing against your body type of deal. You have to move your feet quickly and gun that ball. And if you don't get him, you don't get him. That playing it that way will be the only chance you have. And he's got a quick enough feet and a strong enough arm that he'll learn over time to move his feet and get his throwing position in the right position. When he makes his errors, so much of the time it has to do with throwing, and that's a question of feet and footwork usually.
Hayes is given an infield hit. 2 strikes now to the number 9 batter, Jose Ramirez. One and 2. And increased awareness. Tim Laudner's not working with us. I hope he doesn't take offense, but it's the other team's catcher. And generally, you've got an extra step or two when they're running down the line than you would normally. Say if Ramirez hits the same ball. This one chipped to left. And Rosario drifting back, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Well, had more carry than I thought. Top of the order now, and Jason Kipnis. Now, when you first came up, the big leagues, it must have taken you some time to get to know the hitters and how fast they were going to get down the line, and eventually process that while the play is going on to know how fast you've got to be to get the ball over.
It's absolutely true, and you hear managers talk about it all the time about trying to slow the game down at this level. When young kids come up, they have a hard time slowing the game down.
That's chipped to left again. And Rosario there to make the catch, and it's a scoreless fourth. And this lead, for now anyway, is preserved. 3-2 Twins. Eddie Rosario with an RBI. Stolen base. Twins with a 3-2 lead. Brian Dozier will lead off the fifth against Trevor Bauer. First pitch up and in. Dozier's 0 for 2. He's hit 2 pop-ups to short left field, both caught by Michael Brantley. Another breaking ball up and in. 2-0.
Brian got 2 fastballs to hit, one each time at bat that he swung and popped up, and they aren't any. It's funny when you don't hit it well against a guy, and Brian's not off to a good start in his career against Trevor Bauer. They weren't any different fastballs than ones that he's hit 400 feet. Just seems like when you don't hit a guy well, something's just a little bit off.
3-0. Bauer hasn't walked anybody yet. And down the middle of strike. Dozier, Hunter, and Mauer. High to center field, retreating with Bourne. Plenty of room out there, and on the warning track, he makes the catch, one away. That'll bring up Torrey Hunter. See fans of the game, some Twins fans hoping that their team can win the opening game of this road trip. Mom and Dad are on their phones, and Junior is locked in on the game.
Locked in.
I'm surprised to see this many people here. The Indians are last in the major leagues in attendance by a bunch. Tampa Bay Rays are 29th, and they're drawing more than 1,000 games per fan more than the Indians are here, which is a bit surprising because Terry Francona in his 2 years here had a pretty competitive product, particularly at home, right under the chin of Torrey Hunter. Torrey with 2 solid hits against Bauer. A double and a run scored in the first, and then he tried for a double in the third and was thrown out at second. 1-1. Deep to left. You take one under the chin.
I was just going to say that makes Torrey
that's what
so
you
mad.
want to do.
Torrey really doesn't like that. And what a professional job there. Didn't say anything. Got back in the box, looked for a fastball, got it, and hammered it. That was fun. Didn't have time to get out that Torrey doesn't like that under the chin stuff. That makes him mad.
In other words, he's a hitter.
Yeah, right. What a good swing. There's the ball under the chin. He's saying, wait a minute, did he mean to do that? Well, here's what I think of that.
And you're right. I don't think he so much as even made eye contact with Power. He just went to first. Home run number 4 for Hunter, and if his 39-year-old legs can hit a triple tonight, he'll complete the cycle. 1 strike to Mauer, an RBI single. For about 3 minutes, he had a double. Then he struck out in the 3rd.
I just can't even tell you how much we hitters like that two pitch sequence right there.
Seems like it happens to Tony Batista about 4 times a year. Somebody will pitch him up and in like that, and then the very next pitch, boom, gone. Mauer lines it foul, 1-2. Just the 3rd home run on the road for the Twins. But as we saw during the homestand, this team has got suddenly a home run a game power or more. And foul.
Well, you go through the lineup now, and Dozier can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Torrey can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Trevor Plouffe can. Kenny Vargas can. Rosario has shown that he certainly can. There are guys that have 15 to 25 home run pop in their ability.
1 and 2. I'm still waiting for Mauer to hit his first. He's out hitting the Indians 8-5. Now a 2-run lead again. Tigers playing the Royals in a battle for first place, and the Tigers had an early 4-0 lead, but now the Royals have tied it up against David Price. 3-2 to Mauer. Twins go to Detroit after 3 games here. Somebody asked Paul Molitor today in his session with the media about the Twins' poor road record. There's Nick Hagedorn warming up. Give you Molitor's response in a moment. Popped up, short left. Ramirez out for out number 2. Tonight, Fox Sports Live will get you caught up on a full night of NHL and NBA playoff action, plus highlights on tonight's MLB games. You can see Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1 or see it simulcast right here on Fox Sports North. I think Paul understood the question, but yet took exception to it because the Twins' poor road record was based on their poor first week. It wouldn't have made any difference where they played that first week, I don't think. They played terribly. And they went 1-5 on the first road trip, but they played Kansas City competitively for 3 games. Then they went to Seattle and took 2 out of 3 and ended up with a 500 road trip. Swung and missed by Plouffe.
And I understand what Paul was saying too. They started the season in Detroit, and Detroit broke from the gate hotter than a firecracker, and the Twins did not. And the Twins saw David Price and Anibal Sanchez and Shane Green, who all 3 of whom pitched very, very well. And you don't just blast through that Tigers lineup if you're a pitcher, but Twins pitcher either. So it's understandable. They won't be the last team that gets swept in a 3-game series against the Tigers in the Tigers home park. And that's the way they started and played shoddily pretty much in Chicago. You're right. Played a bad home opener and then took off from there.
Again, that off day on April 14th. I just think with everything that happened leading up to opening day and the poor play, Plouffe takes a strike on the outside corner. He thought it was ball 4. Twins add another run. Torrey Hunter took one under the chin. Then he delivered a body blow to Trevor Mauer.
Fifth inning, Twins with a 4-2 lead. Thanks in large measure to that man right there, Torrey Hunter, with 3 hits, a double, a single, and a long home run.
Carlos Santana will lead off the Cleveland fifth against Mike Pelfrey, who misses the outside corner. Ball 1. 72 pitches, 39 strikes for Pelfrey. High pop up near second base. Dozier comes in. 1 down.
Twins fans, don't forget at Twins home games, bring your Circle Me signs. And if you get circled, you may find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Roy Smalley filling in for Bert Blyleven, who's taking some time off. And now Michael Brantley with 1 down. Special welcome to all the Twins fans in Watertown, South Dakota watching tonight. They had a big thrill today. The President of the United States made a visit in Watertown. Just long enough to say he finally made it to South Dakota. South Dakota was the last state that President Obama ever visited during his presidency. And for those of us who have spent considerable time in South Dakota, I'll just go with the fact he was saving the best for last. 0-2 to Brantley. Moss will follow.
Great state of South Dakota. Wonderful people over there.
Dribbled foul behind Sandy Alomar.
First time I ever visited South Dakota was, well, I won't tell you when it was, but I was playing in the college summer league and team in Boulder, Colorado. We went up to play the Basin League All-Stars in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Did you take a train? Was it that long ago?
Well, we could have taken a train, but we did a caravan of automobiles.
Snap bat and a dribbler to Mauer, and it appears that Mike Pelfrey is settling into a little bit of a mid-inning groove here. 2 down. Pick up your glove. Check out the new 2015 Weekend Warrior ticket package. You can get all Friday, all Saturday, or all Sunday home games. Become a Twins season ticket holder today. Get your ticket to summer. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com/Weekend Warrior for more info or a place deposit. 2 down. And now Brandon Moss. It'll fly ball to center his first time up. And Pelfrey delivers strike 1. There's been a few more of those now that we're into the middle innings.
He's been throwing some breaking balls to start off the hitters. First ball pitch, I really like it. He's missed with most every one of them except for that one, but it does still put in a hitter's mind that he's close with something else that they hadn't seen.
Dozier into a slide, comes up firing, got him! A good play from short right field. The shift paid off. A shift that the Twins employed after strike 1, and Dozier was able to throw him out.
From his knees, terrific play.
to employ the shift. Now Moss is at the plate. There's a strike one taken, and Plouffe immediately, not quite that fast in real time, goes to the right side, and then Dozier slides over. And the idea is to shut down everything on the right side of the infield, and that requires having a second baseman who's got a pretty good arm to make a throw like that.
You bet. He's got a great arm. He's got great body control, great what Gene Muck used to call in-place agility.
The ball dribble. What do you mean by that? In-place agility.
It means that he can react in one spot to something funny going on with, he can move his body and seemingly just without moving his legs, without running. He's got great agility just in whatever position he's in.
Another one hit towards the gap. Suzuki's going to have another extra base hit. This one two hops the wall, and Suzuki's got a pair of doubles against Bauer. Twins slugging percentage tonight against Bauer pretty good. A handful of doubles and a home run, and a lot of those doubles, 3 of them leadoff doubles.
Good swing by Suzuki. 2 balls in the same spot for him. A couple of doubles.
That's going to be the end of the day for Trevor Bauer. He gave up 4 earned runs in 5+ innings. And he's in position to be handed his first loss of the year. Watch.
How about the tear Bryce Harper's on the home run binge?
There's another one tonight. 3 of them, was it yesterday, the day before, I guess. He had 3 home runs. Alex Rodriguez is 0 for 1 the night after he passed Mr. Mays on the all-time home run list. Kenny Vargas 1 for 2, and you saw the bottom number there, 5 for 10 against Bauer. That might have contributed to the pitching change here in the 6th. It's Vargas hitting right-handed against Nick Hagedorn. Suzuki at second after his leadoff double. Big swing and a miss. Vargas tried to hit it against the scoreboard.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to get the runner over.
Hagedorn, like a lot of Cleveland relievers, having a tough start to the season. The bullpen, one of the reasons the Indians were so good the last 2 years, and they've had some issues out there this year. Fouled straight back, 0-2. Trying to add on runs, single runs in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th, and now a leadoff double in the 6th. Extra base hit figuring prominently in the Twins' scoring so far tonight. 0-2 to Vargas. Hit that out of Hayes' mitt, a foul tip. Still 0-2. This has been Vargas's best side this year, but last year when he had his rookie season, he was better from the left side of the plate. Did you experience that as a switch hitter, where one year you really good left-handed, struggled from one side, and then maybe the next year was just the opposite?
Not to that extreme where it changed from year to year.
Driven to right, and that's going to die for a base hit. Suzuki is going to be held at third, and Vargas has a flared hit to right. First and third, nobody out. Suzuki ran hard to third, and Gene Glenn put the stop sign up with nobody out. You don't want to have anybody thrown out at home.
You're exactly right. Kurt actually got a pretty good jump on that little flare, recognized that the right fielder was not going to get to the ball. But and Gene Glenn, the third base coach, did another thing I really, really like. He came down the line quite a ways. I'd say 25, 30 feet down toward home plate, right almost in the line. So he can make up his mind. He can bring the runner for a while before he finally stops him, because he's standing right there in front of the runner and can get him back to the bag. I liked when third base coaches did that.
Another RBI spot for Rosario. Swing and a miss, one strike.
So watch this. Kurt reads it pretty well. Now watch where Gene Glenn is. He's down the line. He can be waving him a long time before he finally has him put on the brakes, and while he's making up his mind whether to send him or not. That's a really good play by the third base coach, I think.
That's what he tried to do in the homestand with Oswaldo Arcia, and Arcia almost slowed to a stop and then went on toward home plate and was thrown out by 30 feet.
And what the coaches will tell you is, look, you run hard like you're going to score until I stop you. And you just assume you're going to score.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes to Rosario, who struck out for the first time in the 4th inning. And now has another chance to drive in a run. He drove in a run with a single in the 2nd. See what he can get done here behind in the count 0-2.
Paul Molitor says Rosario pretty good against left-handed pitchers. It doesn't really matter to him. Hagedorn throwing 95-96. That makes a little bit of a difference.
Target is inside, and Rosario's down on 3 pitches, 1 away.
97 on the outside on the black. That's a tip your hat right there.
Well, now Schaefer will try to bring in a run.
You know, you get to 0-2 and then get this pitch right there. That's just nasty. You can't hit everything, and that pitch out there at 97, that's going to get it done most times.
Schaefer 4 for 12 against left-handers and just 1 strikeout. It wouldn't take much at all to get the run in from third, putting the ball in play, and hopefully, of course, not bouncing into a double play. But Schaefer has struck out twice against a right-hander. Big spot here for the Twins. You're up by a couple runs, and you want to pound the nail in even further if you can after the leadoff double. A bunt. Suzuki coming in, and it's fumbled by Santana. Schaefer caught the Indians by surprise. It may have caught Suzuki by surprise, but the Twins get that runner in from third.
That's a really nice play by Schaefer, I think. Guy out there, left-hander against left-hander, throwing 96, 97. And what I like is watch how still his head is. He gets the bunt down first, so he can put it in a really good spot. Makes Santana try to backhand that ball. Look how long he stays with his eyes on the ball. Get it down first in a good spot. Santana then has to backhand it, get it out of his glove, and get Suzuki at the plate. Can't do it. Suzuki actually got a pretty good jump too. Good for him.
Sacrifice, an error charge to Santana, and more importantly for the Twins, another run in. Danny Santana takes outside ball 1. Santana nearly broke the game open with his 4th inning at bat. 2 strikes, 2 men on. Schaefer at first, very speedy runner, and he hooked one toward the corner, but Carlos Santana made a great leaping catch. A ball, 2-0. Runners out there, and Santana would like to drive one in here. Decent chance with Schaefer's speed that if he drives in 1, he'll drive in 2.
He hits the ball down either line, pretty good chance of shaking the score.
3-0. I think that's one of the things I like about Santana. As a right-handed batter or a left-handed batter, he has the knack, and some players never get that knack of using the whole field. We've seen Santana get as many doubles as a right-handed batter to right field as to left field. And that's ball 4, and the runners will move up. Hagedorn hasn't exactly had a smooth ride coming out of the pen. Now they're loaded up for Brian Dozier. And Terry Francona is going to make a pitching change. Hagedorn faced 4 men, only retired 1. He struck out Rosario in 3 pitches. But that's what has happened to the Indians so often this year. In this case, the Twins got into the bullpen in the 6th, and it has the makings of a big inning. The one reliever who's done a really good job since becoming a reliever. Struggled as a starter, and now since moving to the pen, Zach McAllister's been pretty good. Overall numbers are a little inflated, but he's done much better out in the pen. 19 innings, a lot of hits, just 1 home run allowed, and only 5 walks. 2 of those intentional.
Yeah, that's the main stat for him. The 21 strikeouts against only 5 walks. That, generally speaking, will really help your effort, especially when you're giving up some hits and you just can't put guys on. He's got no place to put anybody now. He's got to come in with strikes to Brian Dozier right here. Brian's in a really good hitting spot here. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a pitcher coming in has to throw it over.
A couple of hits and 14 at bats for Dozier against McAllister. One of those hits, a home run. Dozier with 3 outfield flies. Inside, up around the hands. Twins have scored 5 runs. They've only left 3 men on base, but they have 3 out there now with 1 out.
Well, this is when you really want to break the game open right here. When you get this opportunity in the 6th inning with a 3-run lead, just somebody get a big hit and put this game away right here.
Twins have absolutely been wearing out the left center field gap tonight. Dozier would love to drop one into that gap again here with 1 out in the inning. Oh, under his chin.
It's more over the bill of his cap than his helmet.
2-1. Last inning, Torrey Hunter took one up and in, and then on the next pitch he hammered it about 400 feet into the seats and left.
McAllister get it up there pretty good. pretty well. 95, 96 miles an hour. You're going to have to be quick.
96 and a swinging strike,
Yep.
2-2.
Threw that ball right by him. A low fastball.
Hunter on deck. Single runs for the Twins, except for the third when they did not score. Dozier strikes out. Out number 2.
McAllister just challenged him the whole at bat. Just came in throwing heat. Last one he went right. Started at 95, went to 96, and finished him off at 97. He's throwing hard. Big guy with a live arm. He's got reliever type stuff.
Already tonight, a double, single, and home run. Jason Kubel and Michael Kadire each cycled in 2009. Strike on the outside corner at 97. McAllister wouldn't be the first strong arm pitcher to flourish in the bullpen after struggling as a starting pitcher. One strike. To the gap in left center field.
Run like mad, Torrey.
It one-hops the wall. Hunter will go to second. It'll be just a double, but it's just cleared the bases. And Torrey Hunter with 4 stinging line drives in 4 at-bats. And it's a 4-run inning in the 6th. And again, the hit going to the gap in left center field.
Oh, what a great at-bat by Torrey. Sitting on fastball all the way is one thing to look for. It's another thing to get it 96, 97 and be able to throw the head on it like he did. Torrey really seeing the ball well, and his swing is really dialed in right now. He's getting the big end of the bat right to the hitting zone in a hurry.
Here is Mauer with the Twins up 8-2. Strike on the outside corner. Mauer 1 for 3, an RBI single in the first. Fouled away. 2 strikes. Torrey well aware of the fact he needed a triple.
You bet. Don't think he didn't know. He said, come on, baby, come on, bounce away.
Well, they'll probably have another at bat here, I would suspect. 2 strikes to Mauer. And rolled to third. Chisenhall has it. And that ends the inning. But it's a good one for the Twins. 2 more doubles. A 4-run inning. And now an 8-2 lead.
Toyota. The Toyota Time Sales Event ends June 1st. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's. Have bold for breakfast with the new chorizo burrito from McDonald's.
Mike Pelfrey delivers strike one. Pelfrey's retired 7 of the last 8 batters. A man who has not handled prosperity very well this year, but now a 6-run lead. Sharply hit, backhanded by Santana, and he throws to Mauer one away. Boy, we've seen the shifting for the Twins pay off. It would drive you nuts. Nobody ever shifted against you, did they?
No.
But wouldn't it drive you nuts? Chisenhall just hit a blistering one-hopper, and that should have gone past where a shortstop would normally play. And instead, Santana's there. He backhands it and throws him out.
Well, I just think it's smart baseball. And when I played shortstop, I moved around a lot. I never thought that shortstop was had to be right where everybody else stood. I didn't have good enough range to be able to do that. So I'd move around depending on who my pitcher was and how I thought that we were going to try to get him out. And there's another example. That's pretty much dead at shortstop. Just that there wasn't a third baseman there on his right side.
2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 6th. And Pelfrey with 82 pitches. And that'll bring up Michael Bourne with the bases empty. It's interesting how things can change. Pelfrey's pitched well. That's why, even though he did not win the battle for the 5th starter spot in spring training, he very quickly found his way into the rotation. And the guy who did win that competition out of spring training, Tommy Milone, was sent down to AAA. Malone made a start tonight for Rochester. 6 1/3 innings of shutout ball. And so Tommy Milone, I'm sure, is down in Rochester hoping to, as quickly as possible, get back up here. But now Pelfrey, after wobbling his way through 3 innings, has hit a mid-inning groove of sorts. And that one will skip through. Bourne with a 2-out single.
That's the 15th, is by my count, that's the 15th ball that's been hit on the ground off of Mike Pelfrey tonight, and some of those have been base hits, a few of them. But that's a wonderful, wonderful sign for him to be throwing that many ground balls.
You can follow Twins baseball all season in 2015 with MLB.com @Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. @Bat's up to the moment at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com @Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Hayes swings at the first pitch, taps it foul. As the pitch count climbs for Pelfrey, his strike percentage increasing.
It reminds me a lot of the very well pitched game he had in Kansas City, where he struggled through a few innings early, and then as the game wore on, he pitched really, really well in the 7th inning.
Foul back, 2 strikes. No strikeouts, 6 flyouts.
11 ground outs and 4 ground balls that found holes somewhere, but that's all good.
Pelfrey's strikeout pitch, not that he's a strikeout pitcher, very often is that splitter. We'll see if he gives Hayes that pitch to get his first strikeout. Fastball fouled back. Indians with just 6 hits, 2 of those with a walk, to score a couple of runs in the 3rd inning. 2nd run scoring on a 2-out base hit. Up and in, and now 1 and 2.
That was the splitter there. Lost the feel of it a little bit. I don't know if he tried to overthrow it or whether it just one of those times where he just didn't throw it where he wanted to. But he was. You were thinking right, Dick. He'd thrown him enough fastballs that he kind of had him set up for the splitter. Might throw it again. Yep.
Hook foul. but you can't leave it up, right? I mean, it's a pitch that's almost meant to be thrown in the dirt, right?
Yeah, it should end up below the strike zone, no question about it.
Your teammate Juan Berenguer is one of the few guys I've ever seen who successfully and repeatedly threw that pitch for a called strike. He would start that thing, letter high, and it would settle down in the belt. Hitters didn't know what to do with it.
It's almost better if it starts letter high than if it starts up around the stomach and breaks to the thigh area.
Chop foul.
Wani threw so hard that when a splitter comes out of a guy's hand looking like a fastball, so you know that you have to lay off the high fastball on Berenguer. So when that ball came out looking like it was up there, then you gave up on it right away because you thought it was a fastball, and then it would settle right down in the strike zone. If you throw it more belt high and it settles to thigh or knee, guys have a chance. It's ideally you throw it knee high or a little higher and it gets below the bat, below the strike zone.
Chopper to short. 6 good innings for Mike Pelfrey. The Twins come off the field with an 8-2 lead.
The story of the game is a whole lot of hitting, most of it's slugging percentage. Doubles and home runs. Torrey Hunter with a huge night. 2 doubles, a single, a long home run. And this, the biggest blow, a bases clearing double for his 4th hit of the night. And then Mike Pelfrey, on the other hand, just ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. The Twins throw some leather behind him. And Mike Pelfrey has pitched a very, very solid game. Hard sink, hard moving fastball, and split finger changeup that he's come up with, and very, very effective outing.
Now, he hasn't had the strike percentage I'm sure he would like, but I can get away with this now because Bert's not here. Always strikes me that striking out somebody as a pitcher is a lot of work, or can be. And you end up throwing a lot of pitches, and we'll say, wow, Pelfrey doesn't have any strikeouts. You know what? If you can get him out on 2 pitches on a ground ball in the last inning, he got the first 2 outs on, I think, his first 2 pitches of the inning. Well, that's just energy conservation there. Down the right field line, it'll drift back into the seats.
And there's more to it than even more positive, to it than that. If you're going to strike out, if you're going to go to 2 balls and no strikes, 3-1. Generally speaking, you have to be able to come back and strike somebody out. You give guys a chance to hit 2-0 and 3-1, and you're not a strikeout pitcher, you're going to be in trouble. But what Pelfrey's demonstrated, even to himself, or should have tonight, is because he did early in the game go to some 2-0 and 3-1, 3-2 counts. The movement on his fastball was good enough for the most part to get him out of that. He was able to get back in the strike zone and get him out of that. He's not going to be able to do that all the time. Later in the inning, starting 4, 5, 6 innings, he started throwing a lot of strikes, and then the ground balls came early in counts and easily to him. And the Indians really have not threatened since he's really got in that strike zone.
Plouffe is thrown out at first base. Anthony Swarzak, former Twin, has entered the game here in the 7th inning. He has just retired former teammate Trevor Plouffe. Well, I think some people are alarmed, maybe even a bit concerned, that Kyle Gibson, who's pitching to an ERA of under 3 and has an opponent batting average of under 250, some people are concerned because he isn't striking people out. 11 strikeouts and 36 in the 3rd innings. And he actually has more walks. Santana will make the play on Suzuki, 2 down. More walks and strikeouts, and that's a concern. 15 walks is too many for Kyle's taste. The pitcher's job out there is to get the batter out, not necessarily strike him out. Right?
That's absolutely right. And you'd like to be able to have guys that can get big strikeouts, just because the more time the ball's put in play, the more chances there are for it to find a hole, right?
Right.
But the big thing about guys that don't strike people out is not walking people. If you get outs on the ground and you don't walk anybody, you're going to win. If you throw ground balls and don't walk anybody, for the most part, you're going to have a good chance out there every time you go out there. If you're not a strikeout guy and you walk a guy an inning, or in some innings you walk 2 guys, you can end up with a 3 or 4 run inning on 1 or 2 hits because you weren't able to strike the people out. And so that's, for me, it's less about can you strike somebody out and more about can you get people out with the stuff you have and not put any free guys on base.
1-2 to Vargas, who has a couple of hits, a run scored, a run batted in. Facing Anthony Swarzak. On the inside corner. Good inning for Swarzak as the Twins, for the first time tonight, go down 1-2-3.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Now you'll read that 5 more times on this road trip, and I challenge you to read it any better than you just read it. That was pretty good. There's Jose Ramirez squaring to bunt, up and away, ball 1. Pelfrey out there to try to get some outs in the 7th inning twice this year in back-to-back starts. In fact, he pitched 7 innings against the Royals, against the Tigers, gave up a total of 8 hits and 1 earned run. And now a strike.
You know, I want to go back to what you were saying last inning about the Twins pitchers getting outs, but without striking people out. There's one big difference that is starting to emerge, I think, this year in the Twins starting pitchers.
There's a bunt.
That's a good bunt, too.
Pelfrey barehands it, throws him out.
Nice play. Ramirez needed one more step to the third base side. He had it. But I think pitching to contact as opposed to striking people out. Here we look at it here. Ramirez just needs one more step. Nice play by Pelfrey, bouncing out. Bare hand, turn and throw in one motion. That's a nice play. It's an athletic play by the big right-hander.
Well, now I've been told.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Pitchers are the best athletes.
Just my token nod to that foolishness.
And on a night when I don't believe Bartolo Colon is pitching, I'll say it. Pitchers are the best athletes. Fox Tracks is presented by Carrier. 1-1.
Anyway, I think that pitching to contact among Twins fans, it became a euphemism a little bit for not being able to get anybody out. And you're not trying to pitch it. Pitching to contact means pitching to bad contact.
Liner to center. Schaefer over for out number 2.
But what we're seeing, I think, emerge on the Twins starters, and Pelfrey has shown it here, the ability to throw a moving fastball that sets up a good split finger pitch, which really gets hitters off balance. Mix in a slower breaking ball every once in a while. And you don't have, when you get hitters confused then with that kind of stuff for strikes, you don't have to strike them out. They'll make outs. Kyle Gibson, if he doesn't walk anybody, he's got power sink, he's got a nice slider, and now he's working with Neil Allen, he's throwing more and more changeups. Those 3 pitches are not just lousy pitch to contact pitches. Those are get guys out pitches. And here you go again. We've got 1 strike, and the shift just goes on to what you had mentioned earlier, Dick. Trevor Plouffe now on the right side. My point is, Trevor May, same way. Fastball, curveball, changeup. 3 quality pitches when he's throwing them for strikes. He may not strike guys out, but he gets them out, and you can tell that the pitching to contact is pitching to bad contact because the hitters are confused, and that's the deal. It's not pitching to the bat. It's pitching to confuse the hitter and let him make contact because they're not going to make good enough contact enough times.
Saw Presley warming up. Pelfrey trying to finish with a flourish. 2 quick outs, 2 quick strikes to Santana. 1 with a breaking ball that we haven't seen too much of, and then he buzzed a fastball over the outside corner. And just missed. He's tried that pitch repeatedly, and he hasn't hit it very often. He hasn't missed by much, but he hasn't had that fastball to run over the inside corner.
But what I really like about it is he tries to go in there, he's throwing it in there. He's missing just off the plate, and that will get in the hitter's mind anyway, even though it's not a strike.
And just missed inside again. 3-2. Pelfrey has walked 2. None since the 3rd inning.
With those fastballs inside, if he throws a splitter here down in the zone, he'll strike him out. I don't know if he will, but if he throws it down there, he'll strike him out.
Grounded into short right field. 7 great innings for Mike Pelfrey. After wobbling through a couple of early innings, he's been outstanding.
I'm the happiest father in this world right now.
Oh, they give him the silent treatment. How about a curtain call?
Talk about making a splash in your major league debut on the first pitch.
There it is.
Back in Cleveland, Eddie Rosario said his major league debut was an unbelievable experience. He said it was very special, but now it's back to baseball as usual. He said he has no family in the stands tonight, which is like most of the minor league games he's played in. He said it's about playing every day. That's what he's excited about. And Dick and Roy, Eddie had the hoopla. He had the whirlwind of those first 2 games at Target Field, but it's this that he craves, the regular, boring, beautiful routine of big league baseball. That's what Eddie Rosario is looking forward to.
Thank you, Marnie. And I think Twins fans are really excited about this young man. They've heard about him. You only get one chance to make a first impression, right? Could there have been a better first impression than what he did 2 nights ago?
Absolutely not. No possible way.
2 strikes. He has struck out in his last 2 at bats after delivering an RBI single in the second. He has at least 1 RBI in each of his first 3 games. Trying to get aboard against Anthony Swarzak. He struck out now 3 times in a row. Swinging all 3 times.
Well, he started with the first pitch he ever saw in the big leagues, going 5 rows back in the left field seats. That's pretty good. Then yesterday with a sacrifice fly and a really nice at bat against the left-handers, hanging in on that curveball and drilling an RBI single to center. Same thing here, got a little breaking ball strike. And let's just go ahead and steal a base. Show that we can do it all. Eddie Rosario is going to be a very, very good hitter in the big leagues. There's no question in my mind that will be the case. He'll have his ups and downs like any other young hitter. We're seeing some of it. 3 strikeouts in a row here after having a couple of good at-bats today, and it will be like that.
Sharply hit. Nice pickup by Ramirez. And Schaefer thrown out. 2 down. Before Danny Santana has his at bat, our Carsoup.com trivia question: which Twins player has the highest career batting average against the Indians? I'll go. Well, I guess we went with Carew.
Yes, we did.
Rich Becker. Every hit he got in the big leagues was against the Indians.
Come on now. Danny Gladden making that list. 330 against the Indians.
No truth to the rumor, by the way, that Mr. Blyleven and Mr. Gladden are taking vacations together. They're going their separate ways. Bert went to Florida, and I'm not sure where
There's
Danny
no telling
is.
where Danny
is. It could be like President Obama trying to hit all 50 states. 2-1 to Danny Santana. I'll bet that President spent his time in Watertown different than I do. It was a backhanded nice play by Kipnis, and he comes up firing. Santana has a hit taken away by Jason Kipnis. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. Twins at Comerica Park. Thank you very much. Tom Price, meanwhile, giving up a career-high 14 hits after being staked to an early 4-0 lead. And so that's the last thing the Tigers need. They had a big lead against the team they're trying to pass in the standings. And now their ace pitcher leaves with an injury of some sort. Michael Tonkin will come into the ballgame, not Ryan Presley, as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tonkin's done well. A couple innings. Gave up a home run, the first man he faced, but that's the only hit he's allowed in 2 innings. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Brantley, Moss, and Chisenhall will face him here in the 8th. Well, you look up at the scoreboard, and here are the Twins again with 8 runs on the board. From a lineup that scored 1 run in its first 3 games, and it was an unearned run. One strike to Brantley. To the gap in right center, chased by Schaefer. He won't get it, and it's gone. Brantley. It's his 3rd home run of the year, and Tonkin already has given up 2 home runs after his call-up. And it's 8-3.
Michael Brantley can just flat hit. There's no question about it. He has made himself an all-star player. Big on-base percentage, big slugging percentage. Beautifully smooth, fluid swing. Fastball in the middle of the plate. Drops the big end of the bat on it. He is a professional hitter. There's no question about it.
Here's Moss. Strike 1. Tonkin's faced 4 left-handed batters since his call-up, and 2 of them have taken him deep. An 8-3 game, and Tonkin just hoping to pitch a nice orderly balance of the inning. This one skied to short right center field. And Schaefer with the catch, 1 away. Speaking of home runs, another one for Bryce Harper tonight.
How about that 2-game stretch? My goodness. I've always said that home runs come in bunches for players. They hit 1 or 2, and then they're seeing the ball well, that start to hit a bunch of them. But 5 in 2 games, that's on a tear.
National start of the day, a game below the 500 mark. Strike on the outside corner. In Chicago, the White Sox-Reds game postponed because of rain. They'll play a conventional doubleheader tomorrow, since, of course, it's Cincinnati's only trip to Chicago. Weak pop-up near third, and Plouffe crosses the line for out number 2. And that'll bring up Swisher. Right now, the Twins have the 5th best record in the American League. The Yankees 18-11, Royals 18-10, Tigers 18-11. Houston's the best record in the league at 19-10. But coming into play tonight, there's 2 games separating the Tigers and the Twins, and that one game that the Twins let slip away from them in the series at Target Field is the difference between where the Tigers are coming into play today and where the Twins are. If the Twins had held on and won that game, they would have been tied with the Tigers. Roller right side. Tonkin has given up a leadoff home run, but he's got the next 3 batters here in the 8th. runs batted in, 3 extra base hits, and a good way for Paul Molitor and the Twins to start this road trip. They took the Indians 2 games out of 3 at Target Field, and they're in great shape to win the opener here. Indians will bring in a new pitcher, right-hander Ryan Webb, to pitch to the Twins in the 9th.
Webb's had a bit of a journey, hasn't he? He's with Baltimore, was acquired by the Dodgers, and then became a free agent. They outrighted him to the minor leagues. He became a free agent and signed with Cleveland.
Dozier is 0 for 4, 3 outfield flies and a strikeout. This one to left, hit pretty well. Brantley back, and it's Dozier's turn to bang one against the left field fence. He's got a first pitch leadoff double. The Twins are doubling the Indians to death here.
Yeah, really, really good swings all up and down the lineup. And if Torrey were to hit that same ball, my advice to Torrey, now watch this. Watch, Brian gets the big end of the bat on one. Nice swing. Big end whips through the zone. Now watch this. When it comes off the wall, Brantley goes back and comes back and bounces by him. If Torrey does that, my advice to Torrey is just run till you're out. Give it a shot at third base.
Missing inside, ball 1. Hunter
Single, 2 doubles, and a home run for Torrey.
needed a triple in the 6th inning. He got a double, so he didn't complete the cycle then, but he did drive in 3 runs. Down and away, 2-0. I should explain myself, and I will.
Well, we've
After
all been waiting for that for a long time.
After the Hunter at bat here. No, ball 3, I beg your pardon. And a 4-pitch walk. Inning ago, I mentioned I thought President Obama probably did different things in Watertown than I normally do, and I just want to clarify that the first thing I do in Watertown is I go to the cowboy store and buy my out-of-state pheasant hunting license and a couple of boxes of shotgun shells. I'm guessing the president did not do that.
I'd say that's a pretty good guess.
There's Mauer, first and second, nobody out. Joe 1 for 4, an RBI single in the first inning. There's a strike on the outside corner. Hunter, with his 4 runs batted in, now has the team lead over Trevor Plouffe. Rolled to the right side. Kipnis to Ramirez, a double play with Dozier going to third. 2 down. That'll bring up Plouffe. Join us tonight after the Twins game as we recap the NBA season with Minnesota Timberwolves eyes on the rise. Watch the Wolves' young rising stars progress through the season, relive the return of Kevin Garnett, and here's some of the NBA's best talk about Wolves Rookie of the Year Andrew Wiggins. Plus players and front office staff talk about what to look forward to next year. Minnesota Timberwolves eyes on the rise tonight after the Twins game, only on Fox Sports North. Here's Plouffe. Got a Cavs fan today asked me today whether I thought the Timberwolves would be interested in trading Wiggins back to the Cavaliers for Kevin Love. And I didn't think it was right for me to speak for the Timberwolves organization, but I'm pretty sure that they would not do that. 1-1.
I like the personnel as it is.
Trevor with a leadoff double and a run scored in the 4th. And now that's to the backstop. And coming home is Dozier. He just missed getting hit by Hayes' throw. An insurance run the Twins hope they don't need on a wild pitch. I assume that's what that will be ruled. So now the Twins have 9 runs on the board.
Overthrown slider, it looks like, that goes to the backstop.
And it is a wild pitch.
It has to be a wild pitch. Bounces right back to the catcher, but no chance to get Dozier. Even with a good throw, he was going to beat it.
Fouled away. 9 runs tonight, 142 on the season now for the Twins, which might very well, in tomorrow's stats, put them in the upper third of the league in runs scored. Outside, full count. Webb new to the Indians by way of the Dodgers. Before that, the Orioles. And Plouffe takes a walk. Here in the 9th inning, that'll bring up Suzuki. Webb pitched in 51 ball games for the Orioles last year, part of a pretty good bullpen. May 26th is Healthcare Professionals Night at Target Field. Special ticket package available that includes exclusive Twins branded scrubs. Limited number of ticket packages available, and your only way to get your Twins scrubs. Visit twinsbaseball.com/healthcare for tickets and more info. Here's Suzuki, a pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. Inside, ball 1. Drilled out of the reach of the shortstop Ramirez. And Suzuki has his 3rd hit. Plouffe going to 3rd, and the throw going to 3rd, and that allows Suzuki to go to 2nd. So I'm guessing a single going to 2nd on the throw. But Suzuki stung the ball 3 times tonight.
Swung the bat very, very well. Hit 3 balls in the same spot, 2 that went to the wall and 1 that got cut off, and then was turned into a very bad outfield play by Michael Bourne, over throwing to 3rd base when he had no chance to get the runner there, allowing Suzuki to move up to 2nd in a close ball game. That would have been egregious.
2 hits for Vargas.
Good to see Kurt Suzuki swinging the bat that well. Off to a slow start statistically, at least, and he's really had 3 good at bats tonight.
Outside, ball 1. I'd like to see Vargas reach just to get Rosario another at bat. I want to see the young player go into tomorrow's game with 3 straight strikeouts, give him a chance to get another at bat, maybe another hit, at least make good contact.
I would also say that this is the kind of fastball that Kenny Vargas would find to his liking.
Lifted to left. And that ends the inning where the Twins score another run. Hunter on the very next pitch that went in under his chin, blasted one into the seats. It's been a really good night for the Twins lineup. Really good night for Mike Pelfrey. Michael Tonkin pitched the 8th, and now the, I guess, backup closer for the Twins, J.R. Graham's had some opportunities to close out wide open games, and he'll get that chance here again tonight.
J.R. Graham, really good young arm. You see the low ERA there. Only blemish, 5 walks to the 6 strikeouts in 9 innings. That's too many. He'd like to cut those down, but this young man has a good arm and throws hard. Got a nice slider. Good relief pitcher stuff if he can get command of the strike zone with those 2 good pitches that he has.
He's had 2 outings where he's been scored on. The first one was against the Royals on the 13th. His first pitch broke Alex Rios' hand, and Graham may be a little rattled by that, then gave up 3 hits on a run. Then he gave up a run in an inning against the Indians on a home run. And now he has put together in less stressful situations, but still 5 innings without allowing a run, giving up just 3 hits. But now it's 3-0 to Michael Bourne with Brett Hayes on deck. In his last outing on the 6th of May against Oakland, that was that magical night at Target Field where everything was coming up Twins. 4-pitch walk, not how Graham wanted to start his outing. That was the game where Eddie Rosario hit the first pitch he saw for a home run. Vargas hit a 3-run home run. So many wonderful things happened. And Graham finished off 2 perfect innings by giving up a line drive to right center field. And Jordan Schaefer made one of the best catches you'll see a center fielder make. And Graham gave a big fist pump after completing his second perfect inning. Here's David Murphy hitting in Hayes' spot. And there's ball 1, and now Suzuki will come out to the mound. You know, and that was kind of a forgotten play, but the manager sure appreciated it. You know, you take over a ball club and you say, you know, we're going to play for 27 outs, and we're going to play hard for 27 outs. And if it's a 2-hopper to short in the 9th inning and you're up by 8 runs, you're going to run the ball out hard. And if you're in the field, you're going to hustle and try to make every play you can. I know you're right. It was Shane Robinson who.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Yeah, and it was a wonderful layout. And you're absolutely right. What was the score? 13 to nothing or something. And for a guy to lay out like that on the last to get the last out on a 13-0 game, I mean, that's the kind of personality you want on your team to have. That's for sure.
Trip to the mound by Suzuki, and now 2 strikes. It's 1-2. There's Robinson. Wanted to thank you for allowing me to give credit where credit's due, but that's exactly what you want. You know, hustle, play hard, and then hopefully celebrate in the clubhouse. And that was just a wonderful night. One of the best games in Target Field's history. Tapper right side. Dozier to Santana, and there'll be no throw. 1 away.
And, you know, for a guy to make a layout diving catch when it's 13-0 like that for the final out, that sends a message. I mean, everybody on your team, your teammates notice that.
Well, time now for What's Next, brought to you by Century Link. Phil Hughes will go for his 2nd consecutive win. And the Indians calling up left-hander Bruce Chen to make the start for Cleveland in place of TJ House. Tigers have tied the game up at Comerica Park against the Royals, 5-5, bottom of the 7th. Here's Zach Walters. And Walters just called up today. Mike Avilas, the veteran, making a family emergency, and Zach Walters added to the roster in time for tonight's game. Outside, 1-1. So the pull shift on for Walters. The guy just called up, and already the Twins have a scouting report on him that he's a pull hitter.
Technology is an amazing tool.
It's one of the great things for baseball. Just about everything is televised now on at the major league level, but more minor league games are broadcast. There's video of players.
What I really like about this, the technology and the shifting and everything, if we look at where the Twins are playing, the outfield is not only straight away, but even shading to left a little bit. The infield's way around to right. A total dichotomy in how they're playing this young man. And what that means is when he hits the ball on the ground, it goes to the right side. When he hits it in the air, it could go anywhere. But if he hits it on the ground, it won't be to the left side. It just won't be, so there's no sense in having a whole bunch of guys over there.
Full count now. Doesn't want to walk two guys in one inning. And Walters is called out. And buzzes a fastball over the inside corner, 2 down.
Might have been down just a little bit. He had good movement. You know, this is the kind of stuff this young man has, 94, 95 with that kind of movement.
2 down. Jason Kipnis is a single, a walk. He's lined out twice to the outfield. Once to left fielder Rosario, once to center fielder Schaefer. Runner goes, Twins don't care. Strike 1. Defensive indifference allowing Hayes to advance to second base. Up and away, 1-1.
You mentioned that J.R. Graham has been pitching in some less stressful situations lately. That's could be a great recipe for him. He's got, as I said before, he's got to learn to be able to come in as a reliever and throw in strikes. 9 out of 10, just going at the strike zone just like that. And maybe being used in non-stress situations will get him to the point where he gets comfortable finding that finding the release point on his pitches right away. That reliever has to be able to come in and know right now, first pitch, where his release point is, what he has to do to get the ball in the strike zone.
Well, we've seen Graham coming in to start an inning rather than coming in with men on base,
right,
which ratchets up the stress level.
Right.
Tap foul.
And one thing that we've seen from Graham is that it looks like he has a little bit of excitability. First big league game that he was in for the Twins in Detroit. You remember he dusted their
J.D. Martinez, I think, was up and in, was it?
Yeah, but that was a shortstop. I'm blanking on the Detroit shortstop's name, but he knocked him on his rear end and not meaning to.
Short center. Schaefer comes in. A convincing win for the Twins as they beat the Indians handily here in the opener. Tom Hanneman, the Twins taking their winning act from Target Field onto the road here in Cleveland. I thought it was J.D. Martinez, but